God does not reach for random numbers. Every time something essential is being forged, in a person, in a people, in a prophet, the number is 40. This is not coincidence. This is curriculum.
Give me the list.
Rain for 40 days and 40 nights. Noah. The earth is being remade. Moses on the mountain 40 days, receiving the law the first time. Moses on the mountain 40 days again, after the golden calf. The wilderness, 40 years. Israel is being forged from a mob of former slaves into a nation under God. Goliath defied Israel for 40 days before David arrived. Elijah fled into the wilderness and traveled 40 days and 40 nights to Horeb, the Mount of God. Jonah gave Nineveh 40 days. Jesus was in the wilderness 40 days, tempted of the devil. Jesus appeared to his disciples for 40 days after the resurrection before the ascension.
That is 10 instances across both testaments.
And every single one is the same structural event. 40 marks a period of testing, forming, or transition between what was and what will be. Before Noah, a world. After 40 days, a new beginning on a cleansed earth. Before the wilderness, slaves. After 40 years, a nation ready to inherit. Before the temptation, the private life of Jesus. After 40 days, the public ministry. Before the resurrection appearances, the cross. After 40 days of appearances, the ascension and Pentecost. Every 40 is a hinge. Before and after are different worlds.
And this pattern is in one book by one author?
It spans 38 books, written across 1,500 years by more than 30 authors, in 3 languages on 3 continents. And every time the author reaches for 40, something essential is being forged. That is not literary convention. That is a signature.
Marcus, I want to push on this, because a skeptic would say 40 is a round number. Ancient peoples liked round numbers. You could find any number repeated in a long enough document.
That objection is worth taking seriously, so let's take it seriously. The number 40 in Scripture is not a decorative round number. It is always attached to a specific structural event, a period of testing, wilderness, or transition that produces transformation. You do not find this density and this structural consistency with other round numbers. The number 30 does not carry this weight. The number 50 does not. 100 does not. It is specifically 40 and specifically attached to this category of event every single time. The consistency is not in the number appearing. It is in the number appearing in the same kind of moment, producing the same kind of result across 1,500 years and 38 books.
Which means the pattern cannot be explained by one author's stylistic preferences.
Moses could have developed a preference for 40, but Moses did not write Elijah's flight to Horeb. Elijah's story is in 1 Kings, written centuries after Moses, and Moses did not write Matthew, where Jesus fasts 40 days, and the disciples did not coordinate with the author of 1 Kings about Goliath's 40 days. The pattern precedes every author's contribution and runs through all of them. The only explanation that accounts for the data is that there is an author above the human authors, one who decided that 40 would be his signature for the season of divine curriculum, and he used it consistently, because he is consistent.
We have a pastor on the line today who preached a sermon series on the 40-day periods in Scripture, without ever counting them. Pastor, welcome.
Thank you, Marcus. I want to be honest about something that is a little humbling. I preached a 6-week series called 40 Days at my church about 7 years ago. I covered the wilderness, Noah, Moses, the temptation of Christ. I thought I had done thorough research, and I had never actually sat down and counted how many times 40 appeared in this specific pattern across the whole Bible.
And when you finally did?
A member of my congregation, after hearing episode 7 of your show, came to me with a list. She had gone through her Bible and written down every instance of the 40 pattern. It was longer than what I had covered in my series, significantly longer. Goliath's 40 days I had not mentioned. Elisha's 40-day journey I had mentioned but not connected to the pattern. The 40 days of Jesus' post-resurrection appearances I had completely overlooked in this context. She handed me the list and said, "Pastor, how did we miss this?"
What was your answer?
My honest answer was, we were looking at each story individually and not at the pattern that connects them. When you study Scripture story by story, you see the individual events. When you step back and look at the recurring numbers, you see the author's hand moving across all the stories simultaneously, and that is a different experience of the Bible. It is the experience of holding a book and realizing you are also being held by the one who wrote it.
Held by the one who wrote it. That is the experience this show exists to give people. Not information about the Bible, the experience of recognizing the author. GraceNotesMinistries.com/KJV numerics. Count the 40s. The curriculum is still running.